The 781st edition of the MMA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Rhythm, the leader in data-driven picks and props. Rhythm is giving away a $250 future and throwing a March Madness party. Just go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/party for all the details. Plus, compete against SGPN this March in an epic college basketball survivor contest. First place gets $75,000. Enter at splashsports.com/SGPN. And SGPN is giving away $2,000 in our free March Madness bracket competition. Sign up today at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/bracket.
Howdy ho, Generinos. Welcome to episode 781 of the MMA Gambling Podcast, the Sports Gambling Podcast Network, dedicated to the Dark Scarecrow, who wished my mom a happy birthday. Not a scary happy birthday, but happy birthday on YouTube. Thank you, Dark Scarecrow, and thank you everyone else for coming to the show. This is part 2 of UFC Fight Night. Vettori versus Dolidze 2. The middleweight main event is coming up today. Can't wait. We got a bunch of fights to cover, actually 6 fights. So it's not just the main event. Yesterday, not a lot of consensus between myself, Crispy Fox, and Gumbao Vreeland. I went crazy with some dogs. He went crazy with some dogs. We'll see if we can hook up, get on the same page today or not. Gumby, how many of the 6 fights are we going to agree on?
I have one I'm certain we'll differ on.
Okay.
And one I think you're going to go crazy dog that I disagree on.
Okay. Yeah, I think there's at least one dog I'm in on that you're not going to be in on. But we don't discuss this in advance, so who's to say, right?
I know. I think I know the one, too.
Yeah, I think I know the one, too. Obviously, I know the one. All right, so you like the prelims because it has a bunch of prospects on it. How about the main card, Gumby?
I mean, I'm pumped to see Vallejos fight again.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. I was all the way back when he was fighting for
Samurai Fight House, the champion.
Samurai Fight House, yes.
Yep.
Multiple division champion at Samurai Fight House.
Yes.
Yep. I've been a fan of him since then, and he got almost the rawest deal of anybody who was ever on Contender Series. Because remember, he fought Gian Silva the first time he was on Contender Series. And then the second time he was supposed to get Luke Riley, who's going to fight this weekend at Cage Warriors. But Riley had visa issues. So, that would have been a hell of a duo. So, excited to see him fight. Holobaugh Hernandez seems like it's going to be weird as hell. And I like that. Same with Chidi and Njokuani versus Elizeu, Zaleski, Dos Santos. Have you met a collection of individuals who have let you down more frequently than those two? It's good, clean fun from top to bottom. And it's gonna be probably pretty boring in the main event, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, it's good, clean fun until we get to the main event, and then no one will have fun anymore. So let's dive into it after I tell you about a couple of good things. We're giving away stuff to you lovely degens out there. We are giving away, us being SGPN, $2,000 in our free March Madness bracket competition. Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/bracket to sign up today. Plus, compete against SGPN in this March in our $75,000 winner-take-all college basketball survivor contest. Enter at splashsports.com/SGPN. All right. Now, let's get you some winning picks. We're starting off with featherweights. Of this, of course, I don't think I gave you the whole rundown last episode. UFC Fight Night, Vettori versus Dolidze 2, a.k.a. UFC Vegas 104. This Saturday, Las Vegas, Nevada, in the Apex, a 4 p.m. Eastern start time for the prelims that we covered yesterday. Main card is 7, I believe it is listed at ESPN Plus. Hopefully, we don't lose a bunch of fights beforehand like last week. In that case, it won't be. Our friend Jong in the Discord will tell us his fight time, and then we won't have a fight for another 45 minutes. So hopefully, that's not the case this week. Not Jong's fault. He's there on time. No one else is. All right. First fight on the main card is a featherweight bout. The aforementioned Kevin Vallejos. Vallejos. How do I say his name? Vallejos. Right. That's what I'm screwing up. Vallejos. He is from Argentina. He's fighting Seung Choi from South Korea. 3 5-minute rounds, 145. We're going to tell you about Choi first. Sting is 11-7 with 6 knockouts. He's been knocked out 3 times, submitted twice. 4-6 in the UFC. 1-4 over his last 5. He got TKO'd in his last fight. Was regional champ. Used to fight at 135. 2015 pro MMA debut. 5 inches of height, 6 inches of reach over Vallejos. I butchered it again. He has outstruck his opponents in the UFC by 0.39 strikes per minute. He's got better grappling stacks than Vallejos. I'll just call him El Chino. That's easier to say. Sting is plus 440. This is not Gordon Sumner Sting. This is not why am I blanking on the other Sting's name? What, Steve Borden Sting. This is Seung Choi Sting. There's a lot of Stings out there. Vallejos. It's easy to say. It's not hard, Jeff. He's El Chino. 14-1. 10 knockouts, 2 submissions. He's never been finished any fight. This is his debut. 1-1 on Contender Series. Gumby told you who he fought already, right? Riley
Silva. Yeah.
Gian Silva.
Well, didn't fight Riley.
No.
Riley's the one that got away. He wound up getting a late replacement. Right.
He's won 3 straight fights, all via finish. As Gumby mentioned, a 2-time champ in Samurai Fight House, multiple divisions. He's fought at 135 and 155. 9 years younger than Choi. Better striking stats, more active landing strikes than Choi. He's outstruck his opponents by 1.04 strikes per minute. Minus 549. Yikes. Big line, but give me El Chino, way younger, better striker, all that stuff.
Yeah, and look, you're not beating him by knocking him out, because he stood in there for 15 minutes with Gian Silva and lived to tell you about it afterwards, which, by the way, Drew Dober didn't even do. So like for me, like Seung Choi is not winning a fight that he doesn't knock a guy out in, right? Like he's not outpointing this dude. Vallejos puts an absolute pace on people. He's got really great combinations. He works to the body. Like, I think Vallejos is just going to absolutely truck this dude and probably knock him out pretty quickly. Give me Vallejos. This is one of the few fights on the card that doesn't make me sweat.
Yeah. Does his knockup? I'm checking it now. I'm sure his knockup.
I've got it already. It's negative 165.
Yeah. That's probably not good enough. Not good enough for me. If I'm going to make a play on a prop play, right? But if you're going to bet
for your prop of the week, maybe we don't use it for a prop of the week, but it's probably not a bad line overall. He's a guy I'm going to look to put in a lot of DFS lineups and stuff like that.
Yep. There you go. All right. If you like DraftKings, check out Money MMA. Substack.com. I do a DraftKings lineup every week on there. All right, we got a Kazakhstan fighter next. Diyar Nurgozhay versus Brendson Ribeiro. So what did I say he was from? Kyrgyzstan? I already forgot.
Is Uzbekistan?
Uzbek. You don't pay attention either. Good to see.
No, he's Kazakh. He's from Kazakhstan. Yeah.
You both wrong. He is fighting Brendson Ribeiro. We know he's from Brazil. This is 3-5 in rounds, 205. I got burned by Ribeiro before. Gumby made a fool of me. Obviously, the Zhang Ming Yang picked has not aged well.
And then you tried to pick against him in the fight following that, and I'm like, you're a fool. He's not actually bad. He just fought Zhang Ming Yang.
Exactly. Let's talk about Ribeiro. He's gonna be the death of me. The Gorilla is his nickname, not he's gonna be the death of me. He's 16-7 with 1 no contest, 9 knockouts, 6 submissions. He's been knocked out 3 times, submitted twice, 1 and 2 in the UFC. So he's won 1 of his last 3 and 3 of his last 5. He did win his last fight. That was the fight that you burned me on. 1-0 on Contender Series, regional champion, used to fight at 185, 2015 pro MMA debut, an inch of height, 7 inches reach over Nurgozhay. Better grappling stats. He has been outstruck over his 4 fights. We have stats for by 0.76 strikes per minute, plus 295. So we don't have real awesome lines kicking things off here. At least the first 3 fights that we're going to talk about. Nurgozhay, 10-0, 6 knockouts, 2 submissions. This is his debut. 1-0 on Contender Series. He's won 2 straight via TKO, including his Contender Series fight. Regional champ. Used to fight at 185. Better striking stats, more active landing strikes than Ribeiro as well. He's outstruck his one opponent. We have stats for in Contender Series by 0.82 strikes per minute, minus 333. All right, Gumby, what are we doing this time with this Ribeiro fella?
I'm gonna go Nurgozhay. I did contemplate this one. This is another one where I'm maybe a little bit less sold on. And the reason just being is I don't think I've ever seen Nurgozhay fight anybody as long as Brendson Ribeiro. Like, that's the alarm I have. And like he wasn't the most volume filled fighter on the Contender Series. Like he was kind of slow to get started, and he was like winning pretty much every moment, and the knockout was freaking brutal. And like, he's clearly got the power to knock out Brendson Ribeiro, but I just like wonder if he's gonna have the pace to like put it on him, or if Brenson's just gonna like pick him apart from afar. Like, if Brendson Ribeiro wins this fight, it is going to be terrible to watch. Like, it will not be watchable in any way, shape, or form. I kind of think Nurgozhay finds a way on the inside. Also, like, while Brendson Ribeiro is much longer in this fight, he's also not really great at using his length. Like, he's never been particularly great at using his length. Like, you saw that in the Zhang Ming Yang fight. Like, he just didn't do a good job of staying away. So I kind of think Nurgozhay is going to find a time where he gets on the inside and knocks him out.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not taking Brendson Ribeiro.
Damn, I can't be on
sorry,
the same,
I know.
I can't be on the same side of you in a Brendson Ribeiro fight. It's just not right.
There are some fighters that do this to us. Who are your fighters that always you seem to be on the wrong side of?
I don't think I've ever picked a Michael Johnson fight correctly.
Yeah, which sucks because he's fought a lot.
Dude, that dude burned me so many times. Yeah. I was at a fight of his live where I picked against him and was talking about how much I loved the guy fighting him. The guy fighting him was Tony Ferguson, and somehow he beat him.
Yeah. You can't win with some of these people, but we'll do our best. Hopefully this snaps the streak. Hopefully I got the Gumby rub on it. Hopefully that will take care of it for me. Gumby rub, that could be a product you sell, like good old Gumby rub. All right, before we get you more winning picks, rub it on your food before you grill it. The Gumby rub. Edge Boost. SGPN is partnered up with Edge Boost, the premier Visa debit card for bettors. An Edge Boost card allows you to avoid the hassle of having your card denied at sportsbook, DFS site, sweepstakes site, racetrack, or casino. Plus, you can earn up to $750 per month in cashback rewards using your Edge Boost card. And you know your money is safe as the card is FDIC insured. Best part is no credit checks and it's completely free. Sign up today and use the promo code SGPN. So you get better cash back, rewards, and instant tier 2 status. Obviously, you're going to make Al Horford and Kyle Filipkowski plays with your Edge Boost card. That's edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN, edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN. And mybookie.ag, we're brought to you by them as well. MyBookie is your place to bet every sport. Plus props for every game. MyBookie accepts customers from a ton of locations, easy deposits, and lightning fast payouts using crypto. Once again, you're going to want to make Al Horford plays, but if you insist on MMA, they have a whole bunch of MMA lines as well, including for this event that we're covering today. So head to mybookie.ag, use our promo code MMASGPN for 100% deposit match up to $1,000. That's mybookie.ag, promo code MMASGPN. All right, moving right along to bantamweights. We had a lot of bantamweights last episode, and we got one more fight to cover on bantamweight for you. This is men's bantamweight fight. And it is between a couple of Americans here. We have got Damon Blackshear versus Cody Gibson, 3 5-minute rounds. I can tell you about the renegade Cody Gibson first. He's 21-10, 7 knockouts, 5 submissions. He's been submitted 4 times, 3-5 in the UFC over 2 stints. He's won 2 straight and gone 3-3 over his last 6. He went 2-0 on the Ultimate Fighter and then lost in the finale. Multiple region championships on his
mantle.
Correct. Get our shirt, get our gear, get our merch, sportsgamblingpockets.com/store. Try the code MADNESS. That may get you 20% off if it's still active. I think it should be. Used to fight at 125 and 145. Made his debut in 2008. Better grappling stats than Blackshear. He's outstruck his opponents by 0.11 strikes per minute in his UFC career. He's at plus 370. The Monster is 15-7-1. 2 knockouts, 10 submissions. He's been knocked out 1 time. 3-3-1 in the UFC. 1-2 over his last 3, 3-2 over his last 5, won his last 5 via submission, 1-0 in Bellator, multiple region championships on his
mantle.
Correct. Get our shirt, sportsgamblingpockets.com/store. I used to fight at 145, an inch reach, 7 years younger than Gibson, more active landing strikes than Gibson. He's outstruck his opponents by 0.24 strikes per minute. He's at minus 450. Give me Blackshear. I like Blackshear. I hope he starts. This is the start of him piling up some wins. Good fighter, good resume coming into the UFC as well. And a guy who gets a lot of submission wins up against a guy who gets submitted a lot. So that's something to think of as well. He's also way younger. So give me Blackshear.
I'm going to take a stab on Cody Gibson here. Okay. I'm a believer in Cody Gibson's wrestling abilities. He also hasn't been submitted in a while. And he seems to have picked up in his wrestling quite a bit. He's what was it? Brian Kelleher, he submitted that we got. Well, I don't know if we got. I think you picked Brian Kelleher in that fight, but I got in on Cody Gibson at like plus 750 on a submission on that one because his submission skills have really taken off. I also think on the feet, he's just a little bit quicker than Blackshear. I don't like how like uptight he is striking, but I think between the two of them, between like his counter wrestling, his submission skills clearly have gotten better in his striking. I'm willing to dabble on plus 350. There's been a lot of like fighters who have like big wide odds on this fight card where I couldn't really get behind the underdog enough to be like, sure, I'll try one of those big underdogs, right? Like, I don't think I've had a big underdog on this whole card, despite there being lots of options. And like, he's the only one who I like. He's got the skills as like a big underdog here that I think I can get behind him.
All right, fair enough. That's the big dog that you knew we were going to disagree on, right?
That's the big one I thought we were going to disagree on. There is one other fight I'm pretty sure you don't like my pick.
I'm pretty sure we're going to disagree as well. Coming up, lightweight fight: Alexander Hernandez versus Kurt Holobaugh. 3 5-minute rounds. Holobaugh is the hurt. He's 21-8 with 1 no contest, 7 knockouts, 10 submissions. He's been knocked out once, submitted once. He is durable, to say the least. 30 fights, this is fight 31. 2-5 in the UFC over 3 stints. This stint is going much more successfully for him. He's won 4 of his last 5 fights, including his last fight. He went 2-0 in the Ultimate Fighter and won the championship. Multi-region championships on his
mantle.
Correct. Get a shirt, get a gear, get a merch. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store. Try the code madness. What else can I tell you about Mr. Holobaugh? You fight at 145 and 170. Got a no contest on Contender Series. Won the fight, and then you got popped for IV use after the
Contender Series episode 1.
Yeah,
and it wasn't after the weigh-ins. It was actually after the fight they found out about it. He actually won the fight. Right. He knocked out Matt Bissett.
Yeah. All true. What Gumby says is true. 0-1 in Strikeforce. Strikeforce never die, except is dead. 2011 pro MMA debut, 2 inches of height over Hernandez. Better striking stats, more active lining strikes than Hernandez. He's outstruck his opponents by 0.28 strikes per minute. He's at plus 175. The great Alexander Hernandez, says who, is 15-8, 6 knockouts, 2 submissions.
When he was the Great Ape.
The Great Ape, yep, which is one of the worst nicknames. The Great is still not good because he's not great. Anyhow. 6 knockouts, 2 submissions. He's been knocked out 3 times, submitted once. 7-7 in the UFC. See, the mediocre, I guess, doesn't sound as good, right? The mediocre Alexander Hernandez. 1-2 over his last 3, 2-4 over his last 6, 5-7 over his last 12. That's very mediocre, or even worse, actually. Used to fight at 145, missed weight at 145. Now he's up at 155. Regional champ, 2012 pro MMA debut, 2 inches of reach, 6 years younger than Holobaugh. He's been outstruck in the UFC by 0.18 strikes per minute, minus 198. I remember when he looked like he may have had a future. Well, I guess he did.
I watched his derailment. Do you know that? I was front row.
Which fight was that?
He got his hype train derailed. It was when he stepped up and shit talked Donald Cerrone, and then Donald Cerrone kicked him in the head.
Yeah. All right, who you got here?
Is it my turn?
Yeah, it's yours.
I'm going Kurt Holobaugh.
Me too.
Nice. And the big piece for me in this one, because a lot of people are going to be like, oh, the speed at Hernandez, it's going to be the pace. Yeah. The pace that Holobaugh has brought in this 3rd trip to the octagon or 3rd trip to the UFC, it's been insane. And Hernandez, even up at lightweight, has had trouble with his cardio. He doesn't look good in a 3rd round ever. And so to see Holobaugh, is just like putting these combinations on people and walking them forward. And look, his wrestling and jiu-jitsu is good too. Like, he subbed Austin Hubbard in their fight to end the Contender Series, a guy who just went to a split decision with Alexander Hernandez. And MMA math doesn't work like that, but Holobaugh is both a finisher and he puts that pace and pressure on people that wilts him. I think that's a nightmare for Hernandez. I'm gonna go with Holobaugh in this one.
Yep, as I said, I second that. Yeah, he's got that dog in him. I don't know if you really say that about Hernandez. I don't know. He doesn't. He's fine.
I'm quite sure he doesn't.
Yeah, not many people have it like Holobaugh does though, and Holobaugh's got the hunger too at this point of his career. Having to really fight
and he talked with me this week about how much he loves fighting in the Apex.
Oh yeah, nice. Oh, he talked to you though. That's the problem. This fight's gonna fall off, so don't worry about it.
Big Apex guy. He loves the Apex.
This fight's not gonna happen. That means, damn it.
Do you want to know why he loves the Apex?
Because he can hear his coaches. Because he's a big Jamal Hill fan.
Because he can hear his 5-year-old son shout instructions.
Shout instructions. Nice. Nice. Brings his kid and his kid coaches him. So that's good to hear. All right. We're in on Holobaugh. This is a fight you think we're going to differ on, right?
It is.
Yeah. Because,
How did you know that? That's good.
I knew. We've been doing this long enough. I know which fighters are you would pick over other ones. This is welterweight. Chidi and Njokuani. Elizeu, Zaleski, Dos Santos. We're an old married couple by this at this point. I'm not saying your pick is right or wrong either. It's just, it is what it is. Chidi Bang Bang. Can't argue with that nickname. That's one thing we are on the same page with. He is 24-10 with 1 no contest, 14 knockouts, 1 submission, but knocked out 5 times, submitted 3 times. 5-3 in the UFC. He's won 2 straight. Before that, he lost 3 straight. 1-0 on Contender Series, 5-3 in Bellator. Bellator never die. I can say that now as well. He's fed at 185. This is 170. Yeah. He's missed weight 6 times at 170. It was all, quite a long time ago, but yeah, something to keep in mind nonetheless. Regional champion, 2007 pro MMA debut, 12-1-1 as a pro kickboxer, 4 inches height, 7 inches reach over Zaleski Dos Santos, 2 years younger, better striking stats and more active landing strikes than Capoeira is. He's outstruck his opponents by 1.92 strikes per minute. He's at plus 163. Elizeu, Zaleski Dos Santos is Capoeira, is the nickname. We had a Capoeira yesterday as well. 25-8-1.
You had a Capoeira yesterday.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Capoeira. Yes. This is Capoeira. I was thinking, hey, we got another one, but no. Yes. Close, but no cigar. Capoeira is 25-8-1, 15 knockouts, 3 submissions. He's been knocked out once, submitted twice. 11-4-1 in the UFC. 1-1-1 over his last 3. 3-1-1 over his last 5. TKO win in his last fight. Multiple regional championships on his
mantle.
Correct. Get a shirt, get a gear, get a merch. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store madness. Try that code. 2009 pro MMA debut. He's outstruck his opponents by 0.92 strikes per minute. Better grappling stats than Njokuani, minus 190. So I'm going to take Njokuani. You're going to take Elizeu, Zaleski, Dos Santos.
Why do you like Anthony?
I don't like him.
Anthony,
that's the thing.
Not Anthony Njokuani. Not Anthony Njokuani. That's his brother.
No, he's
do you remember his brother? Yeah.
I do, of course. No,
his brother knocked out Chris Horodaki with a kick when Horodaki turned his back to him.
Bigger, slightly better striker, more power, and Zaleski Dos Santos.
Chin.
Yeah, that's true. That's
chin.
true. Zaleski Dos Santos is a dog. If he chose to grapple, then it's going to be problems for me. But he doesn't choose to grapple very often.
I mean, if he just survives 4 minutes, Chidi will be tired and get knocked out. Like that's Chidi's MO. Chidi's MO is I get tired fast and then people knock me out. Especially at welterweight, right? Like Zaleski hits hard. He cuts weird angles, so he's hard to predict. And like you said, he is a much better grappler than Chidi Njokuani. Just so many ways to win here for Elizeu, Zaleski Dos Santos. This is the one I thought we were going to differ on. I don't know why you're going to pick Chidi Njokuani.
Why do you think? Why did you think I was going to pick him?
Because he punches hard. It's the same reason.
Yeah.
The same
punch
reason
hard.
you picked a whole bunch of people.
I'm totally Dana White. I'm going to pull off my mask and it's like, I'm Dana White all along.
And I just think Zaleski is better everywhere. I was shocked that the line was even this close.
All right, there you go. We shall see who's right. But it wouldn't be a shock if Chidi wins either. That's the thing. So, all right, Zaleski Dos Santos is very, very, very tough though. So I wouldn't be shocked if he wins this fight. So, but I picked a dog. So sue me. All right, before we get to the main event, we can't wait till this main event. I'll tell you about Rhythm. Rhythm is throwing an epic March Madness party, and you're invited. Our Rhythm users are invited to a first 4 watch party Wednesday, March 19th at the awesome Stadium Swim at Circa Las Vegas. Free drinks, plus you get to hang out with the guys from SGPN. And it gets better. Rhythm is also giving away a $250 March Madness future for one random lucky user. Even if you can't make the party, you can still win the future bet. So come by and use Rhythm to help you fill out your bracket and make some bets while you're there. They know what they're doing over at Rhythm. Last March Madness 2024 with UConn winning, Rhythm's percentage of winners was 39% higher than ESPN brackets as a whole. Rhythm had 34% of brackets. ESPN had 24.7% of the brackets. Rhythm predicted Duquesne, NC State, and Oakland upsets. 45% of Rhythm brackets had NC State reaching the Sweet 16. So a free party plus a chance at a $250 future bet. Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/contest for more details. sportsgamblingpodcast.com, not contest /party. So sportsgamblingpodcast.com/party for details. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/party. And Underdog Fantasy has NBA, NHL, college basketball, whatever your sport, you can cash in big with Underdog Fantasy Pick'em. Underdog is offering a Luka Doncic discount for every Laker game for the rest of the regular season. Also, for football diehards, Pick'em projections for select players' 40-yard dash times during this week's NFL Combine. Gumby, any plays?
Sure. We're on Thursday, which means we're going to get a Bulls versus Nets game, which means there are going to be a lot of missed shots. And I've been in on the rebounds lately. And right now, Zach Collins is actually starting over Nikola Vucevic. So give me the higher than on Zach Collins' rebounds.
There you go. Another rebound play for underdog. So higher on the rebound. Sign up with the code MMA SGPN to claim your special pick and first time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. OnFantasy.com, promo code MMA SGPN. All right, the main event, the rematch we all were clamoring for, and we're going to get it. A fight that you kind of knew happened, but you weren't really sure if everyone wasn't,
was it a fever dream?
Positive it happened. Was it a fever dream? It's the Italian Marvin Vettori, Mad Marvin versus the Georgian Roman Dolidze, aka the Caucasian. 3 5-minute rounds. So tell you about 5 5-minute rounds. Oh boy, I almost shortchanged.
We get 5 minutes of this, my man.
Yes, we're getting all 25 too. I bet. Dolidze is the Caucasian. He is 14-3, 8 knockouts, 3 submissions. Never been finished in a fight. He's got that going for him. 8-3 in the UFC. He's won 2 straight. Before that, he lost 2 straight. He's last loss, Marvin Vettori, March 2023. Regional champion. Used to fight at heavyweight and light heavyweight. He's also grappling champion. 2 inches height, 2 inches of reach over Vettori. He's been outstruck in the UFC by 0.22 strikes per minute, plus 140. He hasn't admitted that he's the father of Cheyenne. Vallejos' kid yet, has he? I think they're keeping it secret.
There's a lot of posts that make it very obvious that they are. They post pictures of the same baby, but just not with them in the picture. It's real
and she's
weird.
Always in Georgia for some reason.
Yeah, and she's living in Georgia. I think she's pregnant again too.
Oh, really? We won't get to see her fight. Too bad. Vettori, the Italian dream. Really, his name is Mad Marvin. He's an angry dude. 19-7-1, 2 knockouts, 9 submissions. Who's madder, Jan Holobaugh or Marvin Vettori?
Holobaugh.
Yeah. Well, that was a quick answer. All right, Vittori's never been finished as well. So these guys owe us a finish, right, Gumby? Right.
Yeah, maybe.
9-5-1 in the UFC. Loss, win, loss is the pattern. He's not fought since June 2023. He's deprived us of his action for almost 2 years. He's not won since March 2023. He's fought at 205 and 170. Grappling champion. Missed weight before at 170, but he's up now, so it doesn't matter. 220 at 12 pro MMA debut. 5 years younger than Dolidze. You probably would guess the other way around, right? You probably would think Dolidze younger, but no. Better striking stats, better grappling stats, more active landing strikes as well. He's outstruck his opponents by 0.32 strikes per minute. He's at minus 148. Gumby, you get to finish off with this amazing fight.
It's gonna be Vettori. This was one of those instances where I was like, maybe I can find some value in the underdog here, and I just look. He's got good sweeps. He's got fun submissions.
Once he gets taken down.
Yeah, when he gets taken down and, he throws haymakers on the feet. But the problem is he's just going to keep getting taken down, right? Taken down over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, because that's Marvin Vettori's game. And like him or hate him, Marvin Vettori doesn't get subbed on top. He's safe. And that's what makes him so boring, is that he's very safe on top, and he's relentless with his takedowns and doesn't land a ton of ground and pound, but he's going to have 12 minutes of control time in this fight or something like that. It's not the most exciting pick, but Marvin Vettori by decision is pencil it in for me. That seems to be the move. So yeah, I'm going Marvin Vettori. I think the takedowns, and also I think in general, Dolidze is not going to be, he's not going to fight the takedowns with the same vigor as somebody who is I can't go to the ground with this guy. He believes in his ground skills, and that's almost might be his demise here. Yeah.
Vettori's kind of a Sean Strickland, a lion outside the cage. And then when he gets in, he, fights like a pussycat and doesn't finish people and pitter patters around. He's my pick as well. He already showed that, he can beat Dolidze. He outstruck him.
Removed for a rematch. Really.
Exactly. He outstruck him huge in that fight. He didn't even rely on his grappling. That's the thing. He beat him in a striking battle. He's just a little bit better than Dolidze at everything. That's maybe the best point anybody could make. He didn't even use his grappling last time. And
maybe that's because he did think Dolidze's sub game is good, but even then, if he decides to go to it, his sub defense is good enough to beat Dolidze.
Yeah. These guys don't get finished. So we're gonna have a fun main event. We're both in Vettori. All right, don't you go away. We got more plays for you. Let's recap. Vettori, I have Njokuani. Who knows why? He's bigger, I guess, is why I took him. I guess that's my catnip. He's got Zaleski dos Santos. We both have Holobaugh. We like that one. I have Blackshear here. He's taking a stab on Gibson. Nurgozhay, we're both in on him, and we're both in on Vallejos. Locks, dogs, props, and maybe a round robin, maybe a parlay. Which one we got this week?
I got round robin, but it's a little smaller. I only found 4 leg
hits. Last week, I don't think any of them hit, right? Not that
one of them did, I believe.
Okay,
one of them did. So it didn't clear, but that's why we're redeeming ourselves.
That's what happens. So, you just throw a few bucks on it for fun, whatever. Yeah. Is it my turn or your turn? Does it matter?
You're first.
Vettori is my lock. Hooray for me.
I'm gonna go Elizeu Zaleski dos Santos.
Oh, how dare you! In my face,
I don't mean to do it in your face, but I had already written it down.
Your face. All right.
Yeah.
My lock is Ryan Spam.
Or your dog.
Hear why? Yesterday, Gumby and I were both high on that pick.
I'm pretty sure you mean dog, but
my dog. I'm sorry. Yes, he's also my lock dog.
My dog is also going to be Ryan Span.
Yay!
I was close to switching it to Holobaugh. Yeah, but I'm going to go Ryan Span. Also, that's the 3rd week in a row we've agreed on dogs, and the first 2 of them both hit. Yeah. So when we agree on dogs, it's maybe one to keep an eye on.
Let's start tracking that. Speaking of Kurt Holobaugh, he's coming to my prop. Holobaugh via decision plus 500. Let's go for a big one. I think he's going to win, and I think that's how he's going to win.
I don't like that one, and I'll tell you why momentarily. Okay. but I like for my prop, I'm going to take Marvin Vettori by decision. You can get it up to plus 100. I already think he's going to win. He doesn't finish anybody. Why not get even money on it?
I think I saw a better line than that for you. 1 second, because I looked that one up after you mentioned it too. Let me see on the site that has all the different odds. Unanimous decision plus 140. If you want to get more specific with it, is unanimous decision. So
I don't want to get more specific. I'm going to stay with decision.
I can get you plus 120. How's that?
All right, let's do that. I can go plus 120 on the decision. Yeah. I'm not going unanimous decision. It just takes one Sal Diamato to ruin that.
It just takes one, and there's always one in every batch. All right, Zaleski and Vettori are the locks. Span are the dogs, the lock dog. Vettori decision, Holobaugh decision. So we're looking for some boring decisions. All right, round robin. Hungry Man Jong, superfan round robin. Go ahead.
Yeah, so first of all, I like Holobaugh KO. I think he's going
how dare you.
I think he's going to wear out Hernandez and put it on him late. I think there's
TKO totally fatigue.
A fatigue TKO, or just like he can't take it anymore. Plus 425 on the KO prop. So for me, I love the value on that one. And I'm going to stick with 2 other KO props. I like Andre Lima's KO prop. I told you yesterday, I think he's going to blast the leg so much that his opponent can't stand. Poor Daniel Barres. He just stands too heavily on his front leg. I think he gets KO'd, maybe KO by leg kicks. That one you can get 425. I'm also going to take Carly Judici by KO. I know you don't love that one because you're on the Duben side.
That's how she wins. If you think she's going to win, that's the only way she's won in the past.
She wins, and we've never seen Duben go outside of the first round against anybody who isn't 0-0. And like that's a bad sign. I don't know that she's got the gas tank. And Judici clearly does and can throw crazy volume. So I'm going to go with Judici in that one by KO. That one is plus 350. And then last but not least, I'm going to take Ryan Span by submission. How about that one? Waldo Cortes-Acosta, terrible on the ground. Tons of submissions for Ryan Span, plus 400 on that one. So you roll all those ones together in a round robin. If 2 of them hit, you're going to break even. So I like those odds. And if all 4 of them hit, you're going to win 114 times your entry.
114 times. All right. So once again, that was Holobaugh KO, Lima KO, Judici KO, Span submission. Yeah, I was thinking of making Span submission my prop of the week, but I didn't want to double down on Span. I already have him as my dog. So, all right, you are set. We did it. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we did it. Check us out in the Discord, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord. Check us out on YouTube. MMA Gambling Podcast, obviously, is the handle there. SGPN MMA is the handle on Twitter, X. He's got me breathing. I'm Jeff Foxbrighter there, and on Instagram. Check out my Substack, moneymma.substack.com. Check out Gumby's Top Turtle MMA podcast. Carly Judici and Kurt Holobaugh are on this week. Gumby doesn't have to tell you. I remember. And of course, we are at sportsgamblingpodcast.com, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store. The code is madness. Maybe 20% off. I think the code's still on. Check it out. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon to get some bonus content. And when you sign up for mybookie.ag and Underdog Fantasy, make sure you use the code MMASGPN. All right, Gumby will bid you farewell until Sunday.
All right, I'm Dana Gibby Freeland. He's the Canadian Dream, Jeff Fox. And we will see you on Sunday.